Ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of teaching us lessons we never signed up for. At times, we find ourselves giving everything, our time, energy, love, and trust, only to realize we were never truly valued. It's a painful realization, one that shakes the very foundation of our self-worth. But let me tell you something. What someone else does to you is not a reflection of your value. It is a reflection of their character. There will be moments when someone walks into your life, not for love, not for friendship, but for convenience. They take, they demand, they manipulate, and they leave you questioning your worth. It is in these moments that you must remember you are not weak for trusting, you are not foolish for caring, and you are certainly not unworthy because someone failed to see your value. The problem was never that you gave too much. The problem was that they were never capable of appreciating it. But here's the real test. When you recognize that someone has used you, do you let it define you? Do you close off, build walls, and let bitterness take over? Or do you rise stronger, wiser, more determined to protect the masterpiece that is you? Because make no mistake, you are a masterpiece. No one else gets to decide your worth. No one else has the power to take away your kindness, your generosity, or your ability to love. That power belongs to you. The world has two types of people, those who take and those who give. But understand this, being a giver is not a weakness, it is a gift. It means you have something rare, something powerful. It means you have depth. And while the takers may win for a moment, they lose in the long run because life has a way of balancing things out. The people who take advantage of others always end up empty, while those who continue to give, even after being hurt, attract abundance, love, and true connections. So if you have ever been used, don't dwell on resentment. Use it as a lesson. Let it sharpen your instincts, refine your judgment, and elevate your self-respect. Raise your standards, guard your energy, and most importantly, never let someone's inability to value you make you forget just how valuable you are. Because at the end of the day, the only person who truly needs to believe in your worth is you, and once you do, no one can ever use you again. Life has a way of testing our strength in the most unexpected ways. There are times when we give our heart, our trust, and our unwavering support to someone, believing that they see and appreciate our worth. But then one day we wake up to the harsh reality. We were not cherished. We were not valued. We were merely a convenience. That moment stings, doesn't it? The betrayal, the disappointment, the realization that someone took advantage of your kindness and sincerity. But hear this, what someone else does to you is never a reflection of your worth, it is only a reflection of who they are. People who use others are not strong, they are weak. They take because they do not know how to give. They manipulate because they fear honesty. They drain others because they are empty inside. And yet, when we are the ones left hurt, we question ourselves. We wonder if we are too naive, too foolish, too blind. But the truth is, trusting someone is not a weakness. It is a sign of a pure heart. Loving someone, even when they don't deserve it, is not a flaw. It is proof that you have something extraordinary within you. So when you realize you have been used, do not let it make you bitter. Do not let it make you doubt yourself. The problem was never that you were not enough. The problem was that they never had the ability to see your true value. And that is not your burden to carry. The only thing that truly matters is how you choose to rise from that experience. Will you allow it to make you cynical, closing yourself off to the world? Or will you use it as a lesson, refining your judgment and elevating your standards? You were not used because you are weak. You were used because you have something rare, something people long for but don't always know how to appreciate. And that is your strength. Because no matter how many times someone tries to take advantage of your kindness, they can never take away your power. The power to walk away, the power to choose better, the power to know that no one gets to decide your worth but you. There is a moment after being used when self-doubt creeps in. You start to wonder if you gave too much, if you cared too deeply, if you made it too easy for someone to take advantage of you. The mind races with regrets, replaying every decision, every sacrifice, every act of love that was met with selfishness. But let me tell you something, giving too much was never the problem. The problem was that the person on the receiving end was never capable of appreciating what you gave. A generous heart is not a flaw, it is a gift. The ability to love without conditions, to show up for someone without expecting anything in return, to believe in people even when they fail to see their own potential, these are not weaknesses. They are rare qualities that set you apart. And yet, in a world where some people only know how to take, being a giver can feel like a curse. You start questioning yourself, thinking maybe you should have held back, maybe you should have been colder, maybe you should have protected yourself better. But the truth is, the problem was never that you loved too much. The problem was that they did not know how to receive love with respect and integrity. Some people will never appreciate a loyal heart because they have never had to fight for one. They see kindness as something to be used rather than cherished. They take not because you are weak, but because they are empty inside. They drain you, not because you are not enough, but because nothing will ever be enough for them. And that is their burden, not yours. So do not let this world make you believe that giving your best is a mistake. Do not let one person's inability to value you make you shrink. If anything, let it teach you to give wisely. Let it teach you to recognize who is worthy of your love, your energy, and your time. Because when you finally give to the right people, the ones who see you, respect you, and pour back into you, you will realize that your ability to give was never the problem. It was simply waiting for the right place to be appreciated. There comes a time when you look back and wonder if trusting someone was a mistake. You start thinking that maybe you were too open, too kind, too willing to believe in someone who never deserved it. You question yourself, thinking that if you had just been colder, more guarded, less giving, then maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't have been used. But let me tell you this, trusting, caring, and giving are not weaknesses. They are signs of strength, depth, and a heart that refuses to be hardened by the world. It takes courage to trust, to open yourself up, to believe in people when life has shown you otherwise. It takes resilience to love, even after being hurt. The easy thing, the thing most people do, is to shut down, to close their heart, to never let anyone in again. But where is the power in that? Strength is not found in building walls so high that no one can reach you. Strength is found in standing tall despite the pain, in refusing to let someone else's actions turn you into something you are not. The truth is, when someone takes advantage of your kindness, it does not mean you are weak. It means you were real in a world where so many wear masks. It means you had something valuable, something so rare that they had to take from you because they could never create it themselves. It is not your loss, it is theirs, because while they walk away with a temporary gain, they lose something far greater, the privilege of knowing someone who genuinely cared. But here's the thing, not everyone will take you for granted. Not everyone will see your kindness as an opportunity to use you. There are people out there who will honor it, cherish it, and reciprocate it. And when you find them, you will realize that your ability to trust and care was never a flaw. It was simply waiting for the right place to be appreciated. So do not let one person's actions define you. Do not let one painful experience make you forget who you are. Keep trusting, keep caring, keep loving. Just learn to do it for those who truly deserve it. There's a dangerous trap that too many fall into after being used. The belief that their worth is tied to how someone else treated them. You begin to wonder if you weren't enough, if you should have done more, if maybe, just maybe, you were the problem. But let me tell you something that will change the way you see yourself forever. Your worth is not and has never been determined by someone else's ability to recognize it. A diamond does not lose its value just because someone fails to see its brilliance. The sun does not stop shining just because someone chooses to close their eyes. And you do not become any less valuable because someone was too blind, too selfish, or too broken to appreciate you. Their actions do not define you. Their lack of gratitude does not take away from the love, loyalty, and kindness that you gave. The only thing their actions reveal is who they are, not who you are. There will always be people in this world who take advantage of others. They manipulate, they use, they drain the goodness out of people without ever giving back. But the mistake is in believing that their behavior has anything to do with you. You could have been more loving, more patient, more understanding, and still they would have done the same thing. Why? Because their actions were never a reflection of you. They were a reflection of what is lacking in them. So now the question is, will you allow someone else's shortcomings to dictate how you see yourself, or will you rise above it, knowing that you are still whole, still valuable, still deserving of respect, love, and loyalty? The way someone treats you is not a measurement of your worth, it is a measurement of theirs. And the moment you truly understand that, no one will ever have the power to make you question your value again. There is a simple truth that life will teach you over and over again. People who take advantage of others always end up empty. At first, it may not seem that way. At first, it looks like they are winning. They manipulate, they deceive, they drain the energy of those around them, and yet they walk away without a care, as if they have lost nothing. But life does not work that way. The universe has a way of balancing things out, and those who take without giving will eventually find themselves with nothing left. The person who uses others may think they are smart. They may think they have outplayed you, that they have gained something from you while giving nothing in return. But what have they really gained? It's a temporary benefit, a fleeting moment of satisfaction. Because what they fail to realize is that by taking advantage of someone's kindness, they are not just losing a good person, they are losing something far greater. They are losing trust, respect, and the opportunity to build something real. And one day when they need someone to stand by them, they will find themselves alone. Because the people who take without giving always run out of people to take from, And what about you, the one who was used, the one who gave with a genuine heart, the one who walked away feeling drained and unappreciated? You may feel like you lost, but in reality, you are the one who gained, because you walked away with your integrity intact. You walked away with the lesson that not everyone deserves access to you. You walked away stronger, wiser, and more aware of who truly deserves your time and energy. So do not envy those who take advantage of others. Do not waste time wishing for revenge or hoping they feel the same pain you did. Their own actions will catch up to them in ways you cannot imagine. Instead, focus on yourself. Focus on growing, healing, and surrounding yourself with people who appreciate the kindness you bring, because while the takers may seem to win for a moment, it is the givers who build lives filled with true love, trust, and abundance. And that is a victory far greater than anything a user will ever know. There is a moment after being used when the pain turns into a choice. You can let the experience break you, make you bitter, and cause you to see the world through the lens of betrayal, or you can let it sharpen you, refine your instincts, and elevate your self-respect. The difference between staying a victim and rising as a stronger version of yourself is in how you choose to respond. When someone takes advantage of your kindness, it is easy to close yourself off, to promise yourself that you will never trust again, never give again, never let anyone get close enough to hurt you. But that is not strength. That is fear disguised as protection. True strength is not in shutting down. It is in learning. It is in taking the lesson without losing yourself in the process. It is in recognizing the warning signs, listening to your intuition, and raising your standards so that the next time you do not give your energy to someone who does not deserve it. Every painful experience has a lesson hidden within it. If someone used you, it was not because you were weak, it was because you had something valuable. But now you have the power to decide who gets access to that value. You have the power to recognize when someone's intentions are not pure. You have the power to walk away at the first sign of disrespect, at the first feeling that something is not right. You do not owe anyone endless chances to take from you. The moment you see that someone does not value you, you have every right to remove them from your life. This is not about becoming cold or unkind. It is about becoming wise. It is about understanding that while kindness is a gift, it should never come at the cost of your own peace. It is about knowing that your energy, your love, and your time are precious and not everyone deserves them. When you learn this, you stop being someone who can be used. You become someone who chooses who is worthy of being in your life. And that is where your true power begins. There's a weight that comes with being used. It lingers in your heart, replaying moments, making you question yourself, making you wonder how someone could take so much from you without a second thought. And with that weight, resentment begins to grow. You think about the time you wasted, the love you gave, the effort you put in, and how none of it was truly appreciated. The anger feels justified. After all, you were wronged. You were taken for granted. But here's the truth. Holding on to resentment does not punish them. It only punishes you. Resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It keeps you tied to the very person who hurt you. Every time you replay what they did, you are allowing them to take another moment of your peace, another piece of your energy, another day of your happiness. But why should they have that power? Why should someone who disrespected you continue to have control over your emotions even after they are gone? They do not deserve that kind of space in your mind or in your heart. Letting go does not mean what they did was okay. It does not mean you have to forget, nor does it mean they should be welcomed back into your life. Letting go means you refuse to let their actions define your future. It means you choose your own peace over your anger. It means you understand that life moves forward and so should you. The best revenge is not anger. It is not bitterness. It is not trying to make them feel the pain you felt. The best revenge is healing. It is living your life so fully, so joyfully, so powerfully that their actions become nothing more than a lesson that made you stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. You cannot control what others do to you, but you can always control how you rise from it. And when you choose to release resentment, you are not setting them free, you are setting yourself free. There comes a time when you must stop looking at what you lost and start focusing on what you gained. Yes, someone used you. Yes, they took advantage of your kindness, your love, your loyalty. Yes, they walked away without remorse, leaving you to pick up the broken pieces. But now you stand at a crossroads. You can stay stuck in the pain, replaying the past, or you can rise from it stronger than ever before. The choice is yours. Pain, no matter how unfair, always comes with a lesson. It teaches you who you are, what you deserve, and what you will never tolerate again. It sharpens your instincts, helping you recognize red flags sooner. It teaches you to set boundaries, to demand respect, to walk away the moment you feel unappreciated. And perhaps the most powerful lesson of all, it teaches you that your worth was never dependent on someone else's ability to see it. You see, people who use others often believe they have won. They take and take, thinking they have gained something. But what have they really gained? Nothing lasting, nothing meaningful. Because a person who takes advantage of others is always left empty in the end. But you walk away with wisdom. You walk away with the knowledge that you deserve more. You walk away with a newfound strength that ensures you will never be in that situation again. So do not waste another second mourning what you lost. Instead, celebrate what you have gained. Celebrate the fact that you are still here, still capable of love, still worthy of respect. Celebrate the fact that you now know your own value, and from this moment forward, no one will ever have the power to take advantage of you again. The past may have hurt you, but it did not break you. It shaped you, and that, more than anything, is proof that you are unstoppable. There will always be moments in life when people take advantage of your kindness, your trust, and your love. Some will see your generosity as an opportunity to take without giving. Some will mistake your patience for weakness. Some will walk into your life pretending to care only to leave once they have gotten what they wanted. But what they do does not define you. How you rise from it does. You are not broken because someone used you. You are not less valuable because someone failed to appreciate you. The fact that you gave your best, that you loved with an open heart, that you stood by someone who did not deserve you, that is not a reflection of weakness. It is proof of your strength. It is proof that despite the cruelty of the world, you have not lost your ability to care. And that is something to be proud of. But now, it is time for a new chapter. A chapter where you no longer waste energy on people who take you for granted. A chapter where you stop chasing after those who do not respect you. A chapter where you recognize that you are not here to be used, drained, or taken advantage of. You are here to be valued, cherished, and respected. There is power in knowing your worth. There is power in choosing yourself. There is power in walking away from anyone who does not treat you with the love and care you deserve. And when you finally do that, when you finally decide that you will no longer settle for less than you deserve, your entire life will change. You will attract the right people, the ones who see your worth without you having to prove it. You will find relationships that uplift you, not drain you. And most importantly, you will discover the unshakable strength that comes from within. The strength to never let anyone use you again. So stand tall, hold your head high. What happened to you was not fair, but it was a lesson. And now, armed with wisdom, resilience, and self-respect, you will step forward, not as someone who was used, but as someone who has risen beyond it. Because you are more than what happened to you. You are stronger, wiser, and unstoppable.